I've got his phone number.
Can we just like dry call him? Can we drunk dial him?
I don't know. Like that seems dangerous, but
It's Vermin Supreme. What is he going to do?
Do you want to call him? Do you really want to try?
I think it's worth a try.
I swear to God,
we have 5 minutes. We got to do our sign off. We got to do our little pitch. But
I swear to God,
if he answers the phone, this may be the greatest.
Big D, will you confirm?
Oh yeah, no, we should definitely call this guy.
No, will you just confirm? Like, don't read all the specifics of the email, but you can confirm this is him, and this is him. His entire pitch.
His email has his phone number on it.
Yeah. No, he sent me his phone number. I've got. But
yet he didn't want to do anything. He was like, for $1,000, I'll do something.
Well, no, he said just call me. Like, but this was last year, like May of last year.
Well, let's call him. If we get Vermin Supreme on the podcast,
I just want Big D to confirm that he's seen that it is Vermin Supreme, that we did email, and that he did provide me his number.
Oh, you think like some people may think we're just bullshitting.
I want this Big D to say that he realizes this is true.
We can put on our resumes that we interviewed a presidential candidate. Not that it's really the first.
Are we going to fucking do this?
I want to.
This could be a bust. We go straight to voicemail, but I guess that's okay. Then we'll just wrap it up and it's a bust.
And if anything, we'll leave him a great voicemail. What, Big D
it's a long
tediously studying this.
So
you don't give the specifics, but he's asking for money.
So $800 in travel. He'll pretty much
do $800 plus travel.
Plus travel.
Where's now? Do we know where he's from?
He's a vagabond. Like when
it's just $800 plus wherever he's at.
I believe so.
Or like
it's essentially $800 in gas money. Is what it is.
Does he drive like a Pope mobile? I hope he drives some crazy man van. Do you want to try this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. Call him. I'm gonna act like we've been corresponding sooner than this, though. Like
no, don't act like anything. We just have to have a series of questions. We have to have like a bullet point system.
Dude, you're just gonna have to go because I'm doing it right now. If we're doing it, we're doing it.
All right. Put the phone up here where we can all kind of.
If we're doing it, we're doing it. All right. Please ring. I'm so nervous right now. I hope he answers. Please answer.
Is this Mr. Supreme?
Or can I call you Vermin?
He's going to call me back later when I'm like driving home. It's going to go to voicemail.
Loving you.
Hello?
Leave the voicemail.
Hi, yes. This is Wired Serial?
No, new messages.
Did we just hack into his email?
In his voicemail?
Press 1 to play back.
What just happened? What?
Hello, is this a prank phone call?
No, hey, is this Vermin Supreme?
Maybe. Who is this?
Hey, my name's JC. I'm with a podcast. We emailed back and forth, and you gave me your number for the email. We were talking about possibly doing an interview.
Okay. All right. Very good then.
You got him.
Yeah, you're the local. You're the local guy here on Cape Ann.
No. We're based out of Texas. Okay,
Texas. Very good.
Yeah. Do you got a quick minute to talk to us?
Sure. Why not?
All right, man.
Are we on the podcast?
Yeah,
yes.
We're recording because we called you thinking like we didn't know if you'd actually answer or not. When you gave us the number, we didn't know if you were like really giving us the number or you were pranking us, or we didn't know, man.
No worries. No, I certainly gave you my number. I don't remember giving you my number. However, I will. I'm assured that I probably gave you my number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just as a full disclosure, there's 3 of us here in the podcast, and I personally, my name is Serial. I want to say I'm a huge fan of your platform, and I really hope I'm really hoping to see your name on the ballot in our state.
In the great state of Texas?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say offhand that I assume it's very unlikely. I'm going to say it's probably prohibitive in terms of signatures required.
But a write-in always helps.
Of course. Write-in. I do intend on being a registered write-in for in every state. From Texas, rest assured, it is my intent to beat Rick Perry again in the great state of New Hampshire.
I love that.
As you may or may not remember or know, in 2012, I received a higher percentage of the vote on the Democratic ticket than Rick Perry received on the Republican ticket. I think he's trying to he's trying to beat me this time. I think that's his goal. I think that's Lincoln Chafee's goal. I mean, all these people who are entering the race, they really have to ask themselves, can I get more votes than Vermin Supreme?
How many states are you on the ballot in? Are you on any of the ballots, or where are you at?
In the past, up to the present day, generally I've been utilized the primary, the first in the nation primary status of the New Hampshire primary to maximize my media exposure and attention. In 2004, I believe it was, I was also on the Washington, D.C. primary ballot.
Awesome.
That was a very interesting and entertaining ballot in that there was absolutely no requirements in terms of signatures or money. The only thing to get on that ballot at that time was to ask to be on it.
And then you're on the D.C. ballot?
And you were in, yes, they would list you on the D.C. ballot. It was a very interesting year. Originally, it was a political protest stunt by the local Democrats in D.C. because they were trying to draw attention to the fact that they did not have a congressional representation. So it was they were trying to compete with the New Hampshire primary to be the first in the nation. The DNC threatened that they would not be seated at the convention, so they sort of backed down. And so it became this weird little, almost a first in the nation.
It was a standoff,
primary.
yeah.
And a lot of major candidates were not on it. I think Howard Dean might have begged off it, but anybody who wants to be on it could be on it. But ultimately, I think there was only 11 candidates. I got 144 votes in that particular race.
So,
but the important thing about that is that my mandatory toothbrushing platform went out in a voter's guide to every voter in Washington, D.C.
So we got to ask, Lincoln Chafee has made a lot of waves, and we kind of like this thing he's talking about. I think he's got a really good point about getting on the metric system. It's kind of bullshit.
Hold on there. Mr. Chafee, he stole that. He flat out took that, appropriated, if you will. I don't want to be too harsh on Mr. Chafee, of course.
He stole your position?
Rhode Island. But the thing is, he has not gone far enough. I've been promoting this particular issue for a long time now. In fact, I am attempting to promote metric time.
Wow.
He's talking about metric measurements, okay?
Okay.
That's all very well and good. That's pretty arbitrary and random because, okay, that's the approximate distance from the North Pole to wherever, to the equator divided by a zillion, or however they achieve it. They're pretty random figures when you get right down to it. But I'm talking metric time.
All right, Mr. Supreme, could you...
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, could you please explain metric time to us, because we're not so familiar.
Simple. Okay, hold on to your hats now. Hold on to your cowboy hats there.
We got it. We got it. Hold on to your boot, Vermin.
10 seconds. 10 seconds to the minute. 10 minutes to the hour. 10, which are also referred to as deca hours. 10 hours to the day. 10 days to the week. 10 weeks to the year. And what does 10 years equal?
A decade.
A decade. That's right.
Oh!
That takes care of.
Mr. Supreme, you're the first one to explain it to me that way, but I love it. That makes so much sense.
Root. Century. What's a century? We know it's the 100.
100 decades.
100 years. A decade is 10 years, and it's just working backwards from that. It's just bringing it down to the second, if you will.
Outstanding. Genius. I love it.
What are you going to...
And as serving emperor of the new millennium, I gotta cover these things. So yeah, I think it will lead to a much more productive society. I think it will create jobs and zombies and ponies and all of these things.
All right, so we got just a couple more questions, then we're going to wrap it up with you. But we appreciate your time. First is, what are you going to do to separate yourself from the pack in 2016, because this is a Clinton-Bush year? There's a lot of royal families involved. How are you going to set yourself apart and break out of the pack?
Well, once again, I think that will be at a time and a place of my choosing, and I believe that it will become very, very apparent when that occurs.
Well, we're excited to see it.
Well, Mr. Supreme, I want to promise you a platform. If you ever need a place to speak, we have somewhat of an audience that I think are going to be very receiving to your message, and I hope that we can provide you a channel to speak to everyone.
Well, thank you for this very random opportunity. Little did I expect that I would be called upon to be on a podcast from Texas, of all places. But once again, I'm saying, Rick Perry, look out. Look it up. I beat his ass last time. Just a quick anecdote about when I went up there, I go up because you got to pay your $1,000 to get in the ballot in New Hampshire. And I was there the last day that you could do that. And who else was there that day? It was Mr. Rick Perry himself, Governor Perry.
Mr. Two Hands Gun Control.
That was the thing. I was chasing him up the stairs, and I was all about, I was checking out his hair, and I wanted to know if he thought his hair really stood a chance against Mitt Romney's hair, which I've subsequently seen up close and personal. Quite frankly, I think the campaign, he lost a little bit of his hair. But nonetheless, as I was chasing Governor Perry up the stairs, it occurred to me that I didn't know if he was armed or not, so I was asking, "Where's your gun? Where's your gun, Rick Perry? Where's your gun? Show me your gun, Rick Perry. Hey, Rick Perry, where's your gun?" And then I'm all like, "Oh, you're not so tough. Oh, yeah, you're not so tough. Where's your gun, Rick Perry?" And it was like they went on like that for a little bit. And, it was fun. His supporters were entertained, I think, or horrified. But either way, it was a good time.
We've got a lot of bronies in our audience. If they vote for you, will they get free ponies?
Of course, everybody gets a pony.
Gotta love the bronies.
Federal pony identification system.
Very nice.
It's a done deal. It's signed, sealed, and delivered.
Well, we're going to go ahead and just do this. We're just going to go ahead and officially, this podcast, Mr. Vermin Supreme, is literally called the Shit for Brains Podcast, and we are endorsing you. Will you accept the endorsement from our podcast?
Yes, I will.
Outstanding.
Yes. Vermin Supreme. Give a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you, citizens of Podcastia. Be sure to drop me a note there so I can do some follow-up on the internet or however I sent you my phone number.
You got it 1 million times over. Thank you so much, and peace be with you, sir.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for your support, sports.
We support you. We endorse you, Vermin Supreme, on the podcast.
Wow.
I can't believe that happened.
Okay, JC's dancing around the room.
Oh my God.
I think, honestly, that was probably a very good interview.
No, yeah.
For his platform. And I think we are the voice of the people that would vote for Vermin.
Absolutely.
If there's anyone that's going to do a write-in for him, it's the people that listen to this. I can't believe he answered his phone.
We just interviewed a presidential candidate.
He just did. Dude, by the way, coolest dude ever.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
Let's save the gloating for after the podcast. I don't want to just sit here and chant.
Okay.
But I do want to say, I want to shake your hand.
How about that?
That was probably the most successful thing we've ever done on the Shit for Show.
He accepted our endorsement, and I told him we were called Shit for Brains.
I think that's a great way to end the podcast.
That is officially going on the website.
Yeah, no, it absolutely should.
And we're going to link.
I'm writing him in. I don't
in the future, in the next couple days, everybody out there in the Vermin Supreme land, now that we're officially endorsed
we live in Podcastia.
He has officially accepted the endorsement of this podcast.
Yep.
Shit for Brains, Scheizen for Brains, endorses Vermin Supreme. Write him in 2016.
Now that, to sum everything up, I guess, to wrap everything up, I'm still a little in shock.
I can't believe he answered
what is the metric guy?
Lincoln Chafee,
Vermin Supreme. We brought the whole story full circle.
Yeah, fuck Lincoln Chafee. He stole his shit. Vermin Supreme.
This will, I know I say a lot of times I'm going to put shit on the website, and I never do.
We have to do this.
This is officially going on the front page. We're going to completely support and endorse Mr. Vermin Supreme, Mr. Supreme. I know that this was all of a joke when we started, but because of his support of us and our support of him, we're going to make a partnership and bring this 100%. Man to what will eventually be the Yellow House because we're repainting it.
We're repainting it. We're repainting it with ponies and bronies, baby.
On that note, when you go to check out everything about Vermin Supreme, available on exploded.com very shortly, I want you to go buy a t-shirt at the merch store, click through the Amazon link, go buy something nice for yourself or your loved one. And again, Mr. Vermin Supreme, I hope we get some contact information to you. I hope you hear this.
We're gonna talk afterwards.
And I am putting a direct link to your website. I hope that I can find it and I can do that. Because again, this is the podcast for the people.
The fucking idiots listening to this shit will vote for you.
Whoa, idiots. Don't say idiots. Unless that's his official platform.
Gingivitis.
The fine people.
I'm losing my shit. Can we wrap this up? I can't fucking think
the
right
fine
now.
people here at Exploded.com and around the world listening to the Scheizen for Brains podcast fully support you, Mr. Vermin, and we hope to hear from you soon.